Ambassador Zethkar of the Galactic Council trembled as he read the emergency transmission from the Outer Rim. His four eyes darted across the holographic display, each word sending waves of dread through his crystalline exoskeleton. After 3 centuries of peace, someone had been foolish enough to attack a human colony. Impossible, whispered Council Leader Vexthon from across the chamber. The Crimson Decree has been in effect for over 200 years. No species would dare. The Brachari did. Zethkar interrupted, his voice cracking. They hit the agricultural world of New Eden. Civilian population, 12 million humans. The silence in the chamber was deafening. Every species represented, the wise ethereals, the proud Calaxians, the ancient Void Walkers, knew what this meant. They had all heard the stories, passed down through generations like cautionary tales. Stories of why the Crimson Decree existed in the first place. Vexthon activated the historical archives with a gesture of his tentacled appendage. The chamber filled with holographic records from the Great War of 2387, when humanity first encountered the galactic community. Back then, the humans had been dismissed as primitive newcomers from a backwater system. The hegemony of 6 had decided to make an example of them. The recordings showed what happened next. Within 72 hours of the first attack on Earth, human fleets had appeared in 16 different systems simultaneously. They didn't just fight, they innovated warfare in real time. While other species had developed efficient, calculated methods of combat over millennia, humans treated every battle like a puzzle that needed solving. They strapped nuclear warheads to asteroids and launched them at enemy positions. They weaponized their own merchant vessels, turning cargo haulers into devastating kamikaze drones. When the hegemony adapted their shields to human weapons, the humans simply invented new ones overnight. Plasma cannons became railguns. Railguns became antimatter torpedoes. When those were countered, humans started using gravity itself as a weapon. But it wasn't just their adaptability that terrified the galaxy. It was their absolute refusal to surrender. Other species fought until the cost became too high, then negotiated. Humans fought until they won, or until there was nothing left to fight with. And when they had nothing left, they kept fighting anyway. The archive showed Admiral Jackson Mitchell's final transmission before ramming his flagship into the hegemony's command vessel. Tell them we were here. Tell them we mattered. And tell them we're not done yet. He wasn't lying. Even as the hegemony celebrated their Pyrrhic victory, human survivors were already planning the next phase. They didn't just want to win. They wanted to ensure no one would ever threaten their species again. The humans reverse-engineered every piece of alien technology they could find. They studied every species' psychology, biology, and military doctrine. Within 50 years, they had developed countermeasures for threats that didn't even exist yet. They built weapons that could crack planets and ships that could outrun light itself. More terrifying still was how they fought as one organism. Human soldiers would sacrifice themselves without hesitation to save strangers. Their generals would knowingly walk into traps if it meant gaining strategic advantage. They turned every disadvantage into an opportunity and every loss into motivation. The archive ended with footage of the Treaty of Kepler Station, where the surviving galactic powers formally established the Crimson Decree. Let no species approach humanity with hostile intent, for they are masters of a warfare we cannot comprehend. Let them live in peace, lest they remind us why peace is preferable to their alternative. Now, as Ambassador Zethkar watched the incoming reports for Brachari space, he saw history repeating itself. Human battle groups were already mobilizing. The old warnings were being broadcast across every frequency. This is humanity. Withdraw immediately or face the consequences. But the most chilling message wasn't the threat. It was the addendum that followed. We've had 200 years to improve. You really don't want to find out how. The Brachari fleet had gone silent 3 hours ago. Long-range sensors showed only debris where their armada had been. Zethkar closed the files and began drafting a new amendment to the Crimson Decree. Some lessons, it seemed, needed to be relearned by each generation. But humanity would make sure this lesson stuck.